Welcome back to J Car Mania, your #1 stop for everything on four wheels. Today, we're diving deep into something that blends nostalgic charm with modern innovation. Yes, we're talking about the 2026 Volkswagen Beetle Vintage, a car that dares to reimagine one of the most iconic vehicles in automotive history. This isn't just a tribute, it's a statement. The 2026 Beetle Vintage delivers performance, character, and a generous dose of retro attitude while still being perfectly in sync with the expectations of the modern driver. Now, let's take a moment to understand what makes the 2026 Beetle Vintage more than just a design throwback. Volkswagen didn't simply rewrap the old model in new packaging. They went back to the drawing board, took the classic curves, the unmistakable silhouette, and infused it with engineering precision and performance capability that honors the Beetle legacy while establishing a new benchmark. Under the hood, things get interesting. The 2026 Beetle Vintage comes with two primary powertrain options. First up, a 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4, churning out 230 horsepower and around 258 pound-feet of torque. It's a front-wheel drive layout, but you immediately feel the spirit of the original Beetle in how this machine accelerates. There's a punch of power in the mid-range, making highway merges smooth and satisfying. With a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just under 6.5 seconds, this Beetle Vintage doesn't just cruise, it sprints when you ask it to. For those leaning toward efficiency with an edge of green innovation, the second option is a mild hybrid powertrain, a 1.5-liter TSI engine paired with a 48V mild hybrid system. While this one's tuned more for smoothness and fuel economy than straight-line speed, it's still no slouch, delivering 150 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. And thanks to the hybrid assist, the torque kicks in early, making city driving an absolute breeze. Volkswagen has also fine-tuned the dual-clutch transmission across both models, with seamless gear shifts that maintain the car's retro sporty character. Ride and handling are where the 2026 Beetle Vintage really shows how far the Beetle lineage has come. The steering is precise, with just enough weight to feel confident in tight corners, yet light enough to comfortably maneuver through urban streets. The suspension setup strikes a balance between comfort and control. McPherson struts at the front and a multi-link rear setup mean that whether you're cruising along a coastal road or navigating pothole-pocked downtown avenues, the Beetle Vintage holds its poise. In corners, the car feels tight and nimble. There's minimal body roll, and thanks to its relatively low center of gravity and well-tuned dampers, you can actually throw it into bends with a surprising amount of confidence. This is not a sports car, no, but it knows how to have fun, and more importantly, how to make you smile while driving it. Braking performance is equally commendable. Disc brakes on all four corners with electronic brake force distribution and a standard ABS system ensure that the car stops predictably and quickly. The pedal feel is progressive, offering a good blend of initial bite and modulation. Emergency stops feel composed, and there's no unnecessary drama in panic braking situations. One of the biggest highlights of the 2026 Beetle Vintage is its sound. Volkswagen has added just the right amount of acoustic character. In the turbo model, there's a subtle exhaust burble that grows into a satisfying growl as you climb the rev range. It's artificial, sure, piped in via the sound actuator, but it does enhance the driving feel. For purists, it might feel a bit engineered, but for daily drivers and weekend cruisers, it's a welcome layer of emotion. Fuel efficiency sits at around 34 mpg for the hybrid variant and approximately 28 mpg combined for the turbocharged model. For a car with vintage flair and a modern heart, that's a respectable figure, especially considering how peppy both engines feel in day-to-day driving. And speaking of modern hearts, let's step inside for a quick tour of the interior. The first thing you notice, a blend of retro design cues with contemporary quality. The dashboard is a stunning example of how to balance homage and utility. Circular air vents, a two-tone color palette, and a large analog speedometer right in the center pay tribute to the classic Beetle. But then, you look a little closer, and there's a 10.2-inch digital driver display nestled behind the wheel, offering crisp graphics and customizable layouts. The infotainment system is centered on a floating 12.9-inch touchscreen, clean, fast, and intuitive. It supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the response time is top tier. Voice commands are snappy, and the UI has a subtle vintage-themed skin exclusive to the Beetle Vintage Edition. Think of it as a digital nod to the past. Material quality is another strong point. Soft touch plastics, leatherette surfaces, and chrome accents are everywhere. The seats, designed in a quilted leather pattern reminiscent of the 60s, are supportive and come with standard heating and optional ventilation. Legroom in the front is generous, and while the rear seats won't win any awards for space, they're adequate for short trips or younger passengers. Storage is surprisingly good. The cargo area, while not cavernous, offers enough space for weekend luggage or a grocery haul. And if you drop the rear seats, you'll find it even more practical than it looks. Volkswagen has nailed the usability without compromising the visual throwback appeal. Noise insulation is solid. Even at highway speeds, wind and road noise are kept to a minimum. The hybrid version is even quieter, with the engine switching off during idle and coasting. Cabin serenity is a big plus if you're looking to use the Beetle Vintage as a daily driver. Technology features are robust. You get adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, autonomous emergency braking, rear cross traffic alert, and a 360-degree camera system. Volkswagen made sure that while the design screams retro, the safety and convenience features are anything but. So who is the 2026 Beetle Vintage really for? If you ask us, it's for the driver who appreciates history but demands modern performance. It's for the person who wants to stand out, not because they drive the fastest or the most luxurious car, but because they drive one of the coolest. The Beetle Vintage is not a compromise, it's a confident expression of identity. Whether you're cruising through a historic downtown or pulling into a modern tech campus, this car gets noticed. And not just because of how it looks, but how it sounds, how it drives, and how it makes you feel behind the wheel. Another great feature, the customization. Volkswagen offers an array of vintage-inspired paint colors, pastel blues, creams, oranges, and of course, the signature canary yellow. You can choose from multiple wheel designs, all inspired by past Beetle generations, and you can even opt for a chrome-accented package that turns up the retro charm a notch. But let's not pretend it's perfect. Rear seat space is limited. The turbo model, while fun, doesn't quite match the punch of hot hatches in the same price range. And while the interior is beautiful, some drivers might prefer real leather instead of the high-quality synthetic offered here. But these are small compromises in an otherwise compelling package. At the end of the day, what you have in the 2026 Volkswagen Beetle Vintage is a celebration of the original people's car, yes, but also a celebration of how far we've come in making cars not just functional, but full of personality. It bridges the past and future, it respects where it came from, and it knows where it's going. So whether you're a longtime Beetle lover, or someone just discovering what all the fuss is about, the 2026 Beetle Vintage deserves your attention. It drives better than ever, looks like a dream, and offers a unique experience in a market crowded with conformity. That wraps up our performance review and short interior dive into the 2026 Volkswagen Beetle Vintage. If you enjoyed this review and want more deep dives into the cars that matter, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to J Car Mania. We've got more legendary machines and future classics coming your way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and as always, drive smart, drive safe, and stay passionate.